Hello and welcome to Classroom Chronicle. I'm your host, Pete Braley, once again coming to you from Greater New Bedford Regional Vocational Technical High School. We are here today to learn about Skills USA. And joining us is the director of the program, I guess. She is the department head in the English department. Please welcome Megan Lacasse. Megan, thanks for having us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, what is your role with Skills USA? Are you the director or?
I am a chapter advisor. I am one of two lead chapter advisors, and then we have two additional assistant roles.
Okay.
And this year we happen to have 3 assistant roles.
First question I have to ask you. We were here recently and we talked to Jennifer Gaspar about BPA, the Business Professionals Association. It seems similar to this. How do they differ?
They are very similar in that they provide contest areas for different trades in different leadership areas. With Skills USA, there are many more offerings for the various trades, where BPA is more focused on, I believe, some informational technology.
Whether it's media or
right.
IT.
So a lot of technology being certified in things like Microsoft Office, things like Google Suite, things like that.
Okay. I always like to get to know who I'm talking to, so tell me about yourself. Where are you from?
Originally Plimpton, Massachusetts,
Okay.
Small little town, and now currently Berkeley, Massachusetts, another small little town that's not far from here.
Okay. Did you go to school in Plimpton?
I went to school in Plimpton until I was in 6th grade, and then I went to school at Taunton Catholic Middle School, and then over to Quail and Cassidy for my high school years.
Okay. So did you always want to get into teaching?
No.
Okay.
I really hoped to get into law, and then found that I really was not prepared for that profession in the way that I thought I was. And being a lover of research and things, I tried my hand at biology and looking to teach that. And really it just came down to going with what I was skilled with. And so teaching was not my first choice, but I ended up student teaching and loving it so very much that I decided it was the career for me.
So we could have seen you in a courtroom, huh? Cross-examining someone?
I was very excited about that for my entire childhood. That's amazing where life brings you.
Does that help you as a teacher when you're talking to students who are trying to decide where to go? I would think that's a benefit.
Well, I think being well-researched is a benefit, and I think education is empowerment. So the more that we can research and weigh our options, I think that's the most beneficial way that I can lead my students to examine their future paths.
So looking at the Skills USA website, Skills USA is the #1 workforce development organization for students, started in 1965, I understand.
Yes.
So is it worldwide or nationwide?
It is worldwide. There are actually World Skills USA competitions. And so we go up through various levels of competitions. It starts within the school's local competition. So within each of the shop trade competitions, as well as our leadership competitions, students will compete against one another to get the top 4 spots for any trade competition, and then the top 1 spot for any leadership competition.
Okay.
And from there, they'll go on to a district competition. We happen to have our district competition in 2 days on Friday. And so that will happen against usually about anywhere from 9 to 12 schools within a district.
Okay.
And so we have 11 within
So
our
that's
district.
all local, and where's that happening?
That happens within each school, but it's
okay.
an online test. It used to be in person, but with COVID, things have changed and become a little bit more efficient. And so from the district competition, only the top 2 scorers would move on to the state level competition in any trade area.
Okay.
And so that really narrows down how many people were getting up to the state competition, which is essential in Massachusetts because we have a very big organization in Massachusetts where other states don't have that.
Do we have district, regional, state, national competition?
So it goes from district to state to national competition, which will happen in the end of June, the 3rd week of June. That will be for only the gold medalists at the Massachusetts State competition that happens at the end of April. And that national competition is in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. Do we often send students to the nationals
Every year.
Every year?
Yes.
Nice.
And what's nice about the national competition is the majority of Skills USA Massachusetts students go on to either medal or be recognized within the top 10 in the nation.
Okay.
So because we have a large delegation in Massachusetts, these students are competing against so many other students that it leads them to be more successful. Consider in sports, if you were a Division III school traditionally practicing against a Division I school, you would have to work that much harder,
Right.
and then your performance increases and your skill development.
How long have you been here at VoTech?
This is my 23rd year.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Was Skills USA here when you came?
Yes, Skills USA was formerly known as Skills USA VICA, Vocational Industrial Careers of America.
Okay.
And so when I first started in 2001, I didn't yet get involved with the competitions until 2003, when I became a prepared speech contest advisor.
Was this something you knew about, this program, when you came here, or did you discover it and say, wow, I want to get into that?
I had no idea about the program, and I just found it so intriguing to at least see the students compete. But when I went to my first state competition, that experience it blew me away. It was overwhelming, and to see, it was probably around 2,000 students at the state competition around that time, but to see the students' skill development in their individual growth, not just in trade skills or, leadership skills, but the pride that they have in their skill development and in their growth with a growth mindset, it just blew me away, and I knew that I would never leave the organization.
Great. Now, is it mostly vocationally based, or do we have schools that are not vocational high schools involved? Or
Well, lately we get more and more comprehensive schools who are getting involved because
Okay.
they're getting their Chapter 74 certification. So recently in this area, Taunton High got involved, I think about 6 or 7 years ago. I could be wrong on that number. And then New Bedford High School, with their career and trade areas that they are now
Right,
offering,
right.
they send up a small group of students.
And I assume there's different categories or different jobs. How do they decide that? I mean, is it wide open, or do we see if we have students that are interested in this? Or do we cover plumbing, welding, IT,
Yes.
all that?
Yes.
Okay.
Skills USA differs in BPA in that aspect because they have, I want to say, about 74 competition areas at the state level that go on to nationals. And so they get past the district, which is Skills USA knowledge and knowledge within their trade area, and then they get to the hands-on portion that happens at the state level. And so we've got anywhere from automotive to plumbing to legal, criminal justice as a competition.
Okay.
A lot of medical, dental, engineering competitions. It's extensive, but then beside the trade areas, we have leadership competitions, which really require a lot of performance, preparation, things like that.
Okay.
Things that might involve teamwork, community service aspects. I have some students here that can speak to you about some of those competitions
I'm
as well.
looking forward to it. Now, is this an after-school club or organization?
Yes, largely the students need to prepare during their own personal time. They obviously, in building their technical skills within a trade area, would be practicing that as part of their curriculum.
Okay. All right, let's meet some of the students and see what they're up to.
I'm excited for you
All
to
right.
speak with them.
We're going to meet some of the students now involved in Skills USA. And first up, we have Chris Cecil and Sophia De Almeida. Thank you for joining us, and you're both seniors. And Chris, how did you get involved with Skills USA? What attracted you?
So it was from my friend Nia Rodriguez. She came to me last year at the beginning of the school year and said, hey, I'm in this competition. I need a teammate. Briefly explained what Skills USA was. Would you be interested in helping me and joining? We were part of the same team with another person. We are part of the community service team. That's our competition. Last year we highlighted veterans in our area and just veteran over well-being. So we did projects pertaining to that. We went to the state level, and sadly we didn't place, but it was a great experience, and it just drew me in. That first day sitting at states really drew me in, just feeling the rush of everything going on around me. I said, I know I want to do this again. So.
Nice. So what are you working on this year?
So this year, again, community service is our competition, and we are doing mental health. So we're highlighting mental health in our school community and in our community. We've done a lot of projects. We've really went above and beyond, I believe, for the project at hand.
So you have, I understand, what, districts coming up, and is it you have to win that to move ahead,
So for leadership competitions, for some of them, at least I can speak on my behalf. Others may have a different experience, and I don't want to speak for them. We go straight to states. We are a state competition, so we have all year to prepare. We send our notebook off in April. It's a summary of pretty much what we do and what we have done. We'll go to states in late April, I believe. Yeah. Late April, and we're gonna have our competition, and that'll be it. So.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. This is your senior year, so what do you plan on doing next?
So I plan on going to University of New Haven for emergency management.
Oh, nice.
And mine are either in national security or theater arts. I hope once I get out of that, I can secure a job with a transportation agency in the Northeast and be emergency management director for them.
Nice. And you have a love for theater, right?
I do. I love theater, yes. That is a big part of my life. So.
And you hope to pursue that after high school?
Yeah, it would be awesome if I could pursue that as well on the side. I got sucked into acting by accident. Did it on a whim and loved it ever since. So if I could pursue both at the same time, definitely will.
Sounds like you like that attention being up on the
Definitely,
stage and the competition, right, of Skills USA?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's really special to be. There's a lot of emotions, I should say, going through Skills USA. You have your highs and your lows, but just being there at that state conference on awards day, everyone is yelling around you, lights are going off, music's playing, our hype video is playing, and you're going through everything that you did that year. You are running through, did I do this, did I do that, could I have improved, and you just wait until your school is called, and it's a great experience, a lot of feelings.
Super. All right, best of luck to you. Let me talk to Sophia for just a second here. Sophia de Almeida, and what are you doing in Skills USA?
This year I'm competing again for Outstanding Chapter, so it's an outline of what our chapter did all year, and it's a team of 3, so it's me and 2 other students. I did the same thing last year, and we placed silver. And I started when I was a freshman, so I was in exploratory, and it was still COVID, so it was still like that half in school, half out of school. And I was sitting in the back of my shop, and my teacher came in. He had his brother come in from the other room, who's also the sophomore teacher. He came in and said, "That girl in the back corner is going to do skills for you." And I was like, "No, I'm not. What are you talking about? I can't talk in front of people." I always liked being on stage. I danced for 10 years. I did band and chorus in middle school, but I was like, I cannot go on stage by myself, talk in front of people, in front of judges. Like, you're crazy. There's no way I'm doing that. And he convinced me to join the public speaking club, which he ran also. And we had meetings at night, Zoom meetings, because it was COVID. And I worked for like almost the whole year, and I ended up competing, and I got first place my freshman year. So then I was like, I want to keep doing this. So my sophomore year, I did community service to try to do a little something different, because my freshman year, I did exploratory project demo, but that's a freshman year only competition.
Okay.
So after that, I had to find something else. So I tried the community service. We placed silver for that also. And then my advisor had come up to me. She's like, "I want to do Outstanding Chapter again. Would you do that competition?" And I was like, "Sure, why not? Let's just try. Let's try a new one." And then we placed for that one. So I'm doing it again this year with 2 other students, and one of them's a junior. So me and my friend Kylie, who's doing it with me, are hoping to show Jalen, which is the junior, how to like kind of do the competition so she can continue with the torch next year and continue with that competition.
So how does that work? Is it a presentation of all the things that
Yeah.
Skills USA does here at Voc?
Yeah, so we take what our chapter's program of work was in the beginning of the year when we had our chapter officer retreat. We kind of sit down and decide what we want our projects to look like, how we want to go about them. And we write them up as like who was there, when was it, where did it take place, things like that. We make a binder. We submit that binder to the judges beforehand. And then the day of our competition, we go in for a little interview and they ask us a couple questions and we have to answer them on the spot. We don't know what they're going to ask us. But it's based on our chapter and how things like that ran.
Okay. What about you? What are your plans for next year?
So I plan to go to Bridgewater State University to be an elementary school teacher.
Okay.
And I was between that and ultrasound tech for pretty much since my junior year. I could not decide what I wanted to do. And then I went to the SAIL conference, which is a senior-only conference for skills. And I had to go through 3 workshops, and I had talked to one of them about financial planning, things like that. The other one was going to different colleges, different business partners, and talking. And my English teacher from freshman to sophomore year is on the state staff. So she was presenting at one of them, and I told her, I was like, I really don't know what I want to do. Like, if I want to go for ultrasound tech or teaching, but I need to decide soon. And she was like, you've wanted to be a teacher since you were like a little girl, so just be a teacher. And then after I listened to her and the other 2 people talk in that presentation, I was like, I want to be a teacher. That's what I want to do. I want to go teach kids, and I want to help them and help them grow and help their knowledge and be someone that they could look up to, because that's what all my teachers are to me, is someone I can look up to and as like role models. And I want to be that for somebody. So that conference helped me decide what I'm going to do for the
Super.
rest of my life.
Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. We continue now with some of the students in the Skills USA program here at Voc Tech. First, we're talking to Nia Rodriguez, who, my first question is, does everybody get one of those neat blazers when you join Skills?
Yeah, so part of the process is like once you get it past districts and you go to states, depending on what competition you do, you get a blazer. So if you're in a leadership competition, you'll get one of the blazers. But if you're in a technical competition and you're doing like more hands-on stuff,
yes,
when it's time for the awards ceremony, you'll get a jacket, and it's pretty much the same thing.
Okay, so Nia, tell me what your what category is. What is your specialty?
So I am part of the chapter officer team. I'm the co-president with Sophia, and I also help with the mental health committee, and I also am participating in the community service competition.
So you're not just doing one, you're focused on 3 different areas?
My main thing is my competition community service, but I'm helping with the chapter with like the planning. So being in the position of chapter president, I get to help with like the planning of like districts and how to like help better improve the chapter. And then for the mental health committee, it goes hand in hand with my competition.
Okay. How did you get involved? Why did you join Skills USA?
That's actually a really funny story. So I was exploring IT, and Mr. Quinton, he's a sophomore teacher, he came in and he was talking about his speech club and how he wants to get freshmen involved. And I was like too nervous to do that, but like I ended up taking the risk because Ava actually convinced me to join. So we ended up going to the professional speaking club, and then me and Ava did the safety poster design together. So I kind of just started by exploratory and then just like grew from there. So after like we got 3rd place in the state. After we did that, we were just recommended to join the chapter officer team, so we kind of just went from there.
Nice. What are your plans for next year?
Next year, I'm most likely going to Rhode Island College for biotechnology. So
For what technology?
biotechnology.
Is that what you want to get into?
Yeah, just like genetic and molecular biology. Like I want to try to help cure like hereditary diseases and things like that.
Nice, nice. Well, best of luck to you, and congratulations on what you've already achieved with Skills USA.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up, we have Ava Silva. And Ava, how did you get involved? I know you got Nia involved, but what attracted you to Skills USA?
So what really attracted me to Skills USA was as a freshman, I was really shy. I didn't know a lot of people at Voc, and that was the year of COVID, so we were online. We weren't making like those in-person connections, so I wanted to be a part of a club where I was with like-minded individuals that had the same goals and ambitions as me. So I joined Skills USA hoping to find that kind of connection, and I actually made like a friendship with Nia as a freshman. We ended up picking the same shop, and we're still friends now as seniors.
I'm noticing a few of the students we've talked to today describe themselves as shy, but impress me with how well spoken you are. Are a lot of you from that shy group?
Yeah, so Skills USA, it really like picks those shy people and turns them into confident, well-spoken individuals.
What do you do, Skills USA, and why do you have those colorful things in your lap?
So I'm part of the Skills USA chapter, and I'm a secretary. And on the chapter officer team, I am a part of the recruitment position. So we presented to all the freshmen, and we had them sign these pre and post assessments, just rating if they think they can overcome barriers. A couple of other things was, were they curious? Are they able to keep an open mind? So we were able to collect the data from our entire freshman class at Voc.
Nice. What do you plan on doing in the future? What are you doing next year?
So next year I'm going to be going to UMass Dartmouth and pursuing computer science.
Computer science. All right. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. And finally, we have Jada Sanchez to talk to. And Jada, what is your involvement with Skills USA? What is your specialty?
So right now I am running for state officer, Massachusetts State Officer for Skills USA. I'm also a part of the mental health project with NIA, and I am also a chapter officer for our school.
Okay, so running for state officer, why? What prompted you to do that?
So what really inspired me to run for state officer candidate was last year I went to the state conference, and I was able to witness the election process for state officer candidates, and for our current state officer, Jordan Mello. And that really inspired me because I was able to see how passionate these individuals were about Skills USA, and I realized that I wanted to take that next step for myself and to better myself. And so.
When did you find out about Skills USA? When you first came here?
So I was also a freshman when I joined Skills USA, and funny story, I also joined from Mr. Quinton. He talked to me about his speech club, and I come from Fairhaven, so I didn't really not many kids from Fairhaven went to Voc, so I knew nobody, and that's actually where I met Nia and Ava and Sophia, and I loved it ever since. I love public speaking, and yeah, that's how I got involved in Skills USA, and I competed in the Career Choice Commentary competition as a freshman, and I went to states for that, so yeah.
Nice. What do you plan to do in the future?
So after I graduate, I plan to go to Worcester Polytech and pursue physics or mathematics.
Physics or mathematics? Wow. Okay. I'm surprised by the number of people I run into that love math, and they're so... Yes. Do you love math?
It's okay.
It's all right. Yeah. Me, I'm like... But some people, they just latch onto and love that, huh?
I love math. It's always been my favorite.
Becoming a state officer, what will that do for you?
So right now I'm a chapter officer, and I feel like representing our school on the state level will allow me to take that next step for myself, and I would love to empower our new freshmen that are joining Skills USA, because I feel as though more freshmen need to be involved in Skills USA and have the same experience or even a better experience than I had. And I want to share my freshman experience with so many others, and I think that on the state level there's so much more impact, and you can impact so many more people.
Right.
And that's what I want to do.
All right, best of luck to you, and thanks for taking time out of your day to talk to us. Back with Megan Lacasse, who is the director of the Skills USA program here at Voc Tech. And you were telling me off camera that while some of these students that we talked to get involved in their freshman year, that's not always the way it goes, right?
No, traditionally they don't get involved in their freshman year. They tend to get involved, we really want to hook the sophomores because then we see them perform well at the state competition, but maybe not the gold medalist. And by junior or senior year, they're going on to the national competition. But it's difficult getting the word out, though we have so many community service projects. And so a lot of students will get involved in their sophomore or junior year and then kick themselves for not getting involved sooner.
Now, you've been here 23 years, you said?
Yes.
Involved in Skills USA for all those years? Or?
This is my 20th year.
20th year.
I was first a contest advisor and then became an assistant chapter advisor, and last year became one of the lead advisors.
Have you had students come back and tell you what that experience meant to them or did for them?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Their skill development grows as the students mentioned. They get beyond their comfort zone and they get into that risk zone, which is where we see so much growth in their personal workplace technical skills. But the students, it's amazing to see them. Performers, lawyers, it's tremendous. We've had kids at a national competition be competing. We don't even know where they will place, and employers have asked for us to give their business cards because they're ready to hire those national competitors.
So that helps on the resume.
Oh, it's
Mentioning
tremendous.
Skills USA?
Yes, because it's a nationwide and really worldwide organization, it's pretty well known across industry and partner leaders.
So if we have any parents watching, should they nudge their kids to look into this in their freshman year or whatever year they're in?
Absolutely. Every time. It's the first comment that I make when any of my friends' children go on to a technical school. Although we'd like to beat out the competition, I want to see students competing in this because they get so many skills that make them more employable, no matter what their trade is. So that's really empowering for, say, a student who's in IT but is going to go into biotechnology in college.
Right.
They're still learning those essential skills that they can use across any platform.
All right. Thank you so much for making time for us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. This was a lot of fun. Remember, if you have an idea for a future episode of Classroom Chronicles, someplace we should go and highlight, let us know. You can email me at the station, and we'll be glad to check it out. Until next time, thank you for watching Classroom Chronicle. I'm your host, Pete Braley. Take care.
Did you know that you can watch any of New Bedford Cable Network shows anytime, anywhere on all of your mobile devices? How, you may ask? Just log on to nbcablenetwork.com and bam! You have all 3 channels at your fingertips: public, educational, and government access. Here, you can view our program schedules, watch our channel's live broadcasts, or search for a particular program in our vast library of shows. Last year alone, New Bedford Cable Network produced over 500 shows, and nearly all of them are available online at nbcablenetwork.com. Not only can you stay up to date with what's happening in your local government and schools, but also dive into some of New Bedford Cable Network's original award-winning programs. So check us out at nbcablenetwork.com.